This is Toluca, the world's best Mexican club. But what if they played in La Liga against the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid? Could they rise to the top with stars like Santiago Jimenez and Mora, or get smashed and relegated? So today, I'm taking over Toluca and La Liga and trying to win them the Champions League to make them the world's best team. However, superstars like Jimenez and Mora are not in our team right now, and our squad wouldn't even survive La Liga. But not only that, there are also three problems that are stopping us from winning the Champions League. That first problem is obviously squad quality. Like I mentioned before, other than Vega and Marcel Ruiz, none of these players are really up for the task of competing with the top teams in Europe. The second problem is his financial ability. We are no longer in Mexico, and 8 million is absolutely nothing for Champions League sides. And the third and final problem we have is style of play. A very popular formation Toluca used last season was the 5-3-2, and I'm sorry, with these quality of players, this is not going to work in La Liga, where most of them play technical and tiki-taka football. Kicking off season number 1, it's not all bad. We do have some advantages. First of all, we have Alexis Vega, who is arguably the best Mexican behind Jimenez in the world right now. Another good player we have is Marcel Ruiz, who's going to be dominating that midfield. But we also have huge weak points, as majority of our best players are all older than 30 years old. And the final advantage we have is we have a youth academy prospect by the name of Juanma Benitez. But the problem is he's 15 years old right now, and we can at least have him till next season. However, before we can move on, Xabi Alonso has welcomed me to his office, and he basically has said, welcome to La Liga. Very excited to have a brand new team in the league. However, you have no chance of ever becoming a high club here, as much Toluca likes to bring in many South Americans and Mexicans, the club just doesn't have the pool to eventually win the Champions League. And you know what? Xabi Alonso's right. Our team is not good enough. We don't have enough money, and we're not even an attraction, man. I think for these next couple of seasons, we have to establish ourselves as a La Liga side. But anyways, first piece of action, let's try to build a new identity here at Toluca. And I think the identity is going to be a 4-3-3. Yes, it's very generic, but the best Real Madrid sides and the best Barcelona sides have played this formation, and we're definitely going to be building this team around Alexis Vega and Marcel Ruiz. And in terms of signings, we definitely need a brand new center back, as Luan is old and Mendes is not good enough. And I think after that, we're only going to be able to afford a center midfielder because Hector Herrera is way too slow. And I think I want to keep Toluca's philosophy of signing Mexicans, Argentinians, Uruguayans, and some Spanish players to prove to Xabi Alonso that we can still keep this club's identity. And I think I found the perfect center back for the future, and that is going to be Victor Guzman. At 22 years old and only valued from 6 to 8 million, he also has high potential and could be a future captain. But like I mentioned before, we only have 8 million left to spend, so we have to be smart. So I'm gonna go ahead and offer Luan plus 4 million. Let's see what they say. They want 3 million plus Luan. That is very close. I think I'm gonna be a little bit stingy because we need a big center midfielder here. And 2.3 million, they want 2.7. I'm gonna accept that. So for 2.7 million plus Luan, Guzman has joined the side. And I think for the center mid, I found the perfect player, and that is Carlos Aleña. This guy came from La Masia, and just valued at 4.2 million to 5 million, we could definitely afford him. However, Xabi Alonso was correct. Aleña has denied the side because we aren't a big attraction. He'd rather stay at Getafe. So I guess for now, we can't sign players of this stature. So I think instead, we're gonna go for Fidel Ambriz. He's a different type of player, but I think he'll still fit the system in the future. And for only 2.8 million, Fidel Ambriz is joining the side. So this is what the team looks like with the brand new signings. Not huge upgrades, but definitely youth in the side just a bit. But it's time to find out if this Toluca side is ready, as we're facing Osasuna, team will be competing for relegation with. And right away, you can tell that La Liga is way harder than the MX, as Osasuna go 2-0 up. However, we down 2-0 17 minutes in. This is not good. However, in the second half, this Toluca side got better and better as they equalized the game. 2 goals from Vega. But now it's the 80th minute of the game. Can we win our first La Liga game in history? Jesus Angulo gives it to Alexis Vega, who's on a hat trick, gets rid of defenders, has a finesse, and it's a hat trick for Vega. Man, this carry job is gonna be nasty this season. And the whistle is blown. We get our first 3 points with Vega getting a hat trick. But the question is, can the rest of the side get used to the new formation? If you guys have enjoyed this video so far, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And halfway through the season, Toluca are actually cooking, sitting in 9th place. And it's no surprise who our best players are. Alexis Vega with 10 goals and 3 assists, while Paulinho and Helinho are doing incredible. But boys, despite our good form, we have lost 2 players to other La Liga sides. And one of them is our striker Paulinho to Sevilla for 20 million. And our right winger Helinho to Atletico Madrid for 20 million as well. And yes, we may now have 40 million left to spend on January. But losing 2 of our front 3 halfway through the season is horrible. However, not only that, our captain Vega has walked into our office and let us know that Xabi Alonso came in for him and he wanted him at Real Madrid. But Vega said he was gonna stay loyal, at least for now. So boys, thankfully Alexis is sticking around. However, we might lose him in the incoming seasons if we don't step up our game. And I think the perfect striker replacement is Santiago Jimenez. However, he is all of our budget. There is no chance we could afford him yet. So instead, we have to go back to the MX, and for 12 million, we are signing Berterame from Rayados. And I think I found the perfect right winger in Diego Lainez, who used to play in La Liga. But the question is, can we still afford his heavy price? And yes, we had enough. For 17 million, we're looking to revive Lainez's career here in La Liga with Toluca. And now with the two brand new signings, the question is, can we maintain our form? And it's a perfect time to test the new signings as we're facing Atletico de Madrid up next. And here comes Diego Lainez on his re-debut here in La Liga, looking to cut inside, gives it to Berterame, and we take a lead against Atletico. The two new signings link up. However, that lead did not last long as Atletico got two back and then scored a third in the second half as we lose to Atletico. And the truth is, boys, we were never gonna beat Atletico, but let's just hope that we don't fall down the table. But somehow at the end of the season, we dropped all the way down to 16th, only survived relegation by 6 points. And it seems like our front line did well as 3 players scored above 10 goals, specifically the new signings. And it seems like the problem in this team was the defense not keeping enough clean sheets. But regardless, our team is looking better from the start of the season as everybody is growing overall. And at the start of the season, Xabi Alonso has invited me to his office again to let me know I may have missed out on Vega last year, but one of your players has accepted my offer and will be joining Real Madrid in a couple hours. But Real Madrid isn't the only team that took a player, as Jesus Angulo has gone to Villarreal for 20 million. And it turns out the player joining Real Madrid is Marcel Ruiz, probably our second best player behind Vega. Joins those Galacticos for 30 million. And obviously it's good because we have 62 million to spend. But once again, we lose 2 core players in our team. But at least there's some good news as Benitez has been promoted to the first team, but is still not ready to be a starter. But to replace Marcel Ruiz, we were finally able to convince Alenia to join the side for only 5 million. And for 15 million plus our right back Garcia, we are bringing in Pablo Mafio. This is a huge signing. And for only 10 million, we have brought in Hugo Bueno, another high potential left back. And here's a team with the brand new signings, and we still need a center attacking mid, and we do have 30 million left. We did survive in La Liga. Let's see if we can convince somebody huge. That star could be Ricky Puig, an 80 rated center attacking mid, going for only 20 million. We have enough money for that. Boys, we're gonna get Ricky Puig for 24 million. This is brilliant. But no, boys, Ricky Puig has rejected us. It seems like we still aren't a big attraction, as he has decided to return to Barcelona instead. So instead, we have to go back to the MX, and for 20 million, we're bringing in Cordova. So this is what the brand new team is looking like, and it could have looked better with Puig at cam. As up next, I want this team to finish mid-table. Let's see if they can do it. And even though we missed out on Ricky Puig, Toluca continued to improve game upon game as we're heading to the end of the season. And at the end of the season, it's the same 3 players shining for us. Vega, Lainez, and Herman getting 10 plus goals. But Cordova was also brilliant, as we have finished in mid-table in 9th place, a couple positions off Europe. And this squad is looking absolutely incredible. Surely next season, we could convince bigger stars and maybe even qualify for Europe. And at the start of season number 3, we've lost 2 more players. We lost Sebastian Cordova to Atletico Madrid as they take another player. And Xabi Alonso just won't quit. 70 million for Diego Lainez. That is 100 million left in the bank, but I guarantee you we can assign perfect replacements for them. However, the good news is Benitez is now a 75 rated. I think I'm gonna trust in him to become a starter. So that leaves 100 million to spend on the rest of the side and improve so we can push for Europe. And the first signing for 27 million, we are bringing in Israel, the goalkeeper. 83 overall from Palmeiras. This is a great signing. And our second signing for 30 million is Facundo Medina. 83 overall coming from Lens. And the perfect right winger to replace Lainez is Matias Sule. Valued at 40 million, but I could get him as low as 32. I just hope that Toluca is a big enough club to bring him in. And we're offering 32 million. Let's see what they say. They want 34. We're gonna go for that. Let's go. We're getting Sule. But it's the same old story. Sule has rejected an offer because it turns out Barcelona have made an offer and are signing him now. Our club just isn't big enough yet. So once again, we searched what we know, and for 25 million, we're signing Hugo Camberos from Chivas. At 81 overall, it isn't Sule. He's still pretty good. And this is what the brand new team is looking like. And you know what? It's not even too bad. And as we aim for Europe, I get the captain back in my office. And I ask him, there's been too many players leaving for Real Madrid. Please promise me you would never do such a thing. Alexis Vega responds, sorry boss, I cannot promise that, but I can promise you, for as long as I'm here, I will be giving my very best. And you know what? It was a bit out of pocket to ask Vega to stay forever. But as long as he's here, let's hope that he can continue to shine. And with this brand new side, Toluca kept improving However, on April now, we're sitting in 9th place and nowhere near European spots. However, somehow we're in the Copa del Rey final against Barcelona. And as we're facing Barcelona tonight, the winner of the Copa del Rey automatically qualifies for the Europa League. So we desperately need this win. And the Copa del Rey final has kicked off. Here comes Lamine Yamal for Barcelona with a shot. They go 1-0 up. But here come Barcelona. It's Jonathan David on the ball looking for a shot again. And what is Israel doing? 2-0 down in the first half. And now it's Fidel Ambris in the second half. Can we kickstart remontada? Cabreros gives it into Herman. Herman into Benitez. Benitez from outside the box. And it goes in. We get a go back. Let's get another. And now it's Benitez on the ball. 80th minute. We need a goal now to at least go to extra time. If we obviously don't concede in the last minute. It's Alexis Vega on the ball. Cuts inside. It's still Alexis with the finesse. And it's a beautiful goal. 83rd minute. We have equalized the game. But here come FC Barcelona. 1v1. Jonathan David looking for a winner. How does that go in? Jode Medina not blocked that. I think we may have lost in the last minute of the game. And yes, the game is over as Araujo lives the Copa del Rey. We missed out on Europe this season. We have failed for the first time in a while. And once again, our best player was Vega with 26 goals and 12 assists. But even this Dominguez guy actually came out of nowhere. As Camberos was a bit disappointing. I hope he has a better season next year. And as we finish in 8th place, I hope we don't lose too many players next season. At the start of the new season, Vega walks into my office and lets me know that Real Madrid have come in for him again, but that he's rejected them. But he also does mention if they come in for him again, he will be leaving the club. And yes, boys, it seems like Vega will be leaving next time Real Madrid come in for him. However, if we can overachieve and hit the Champions League this season, maybe we can convince him. But regardless, our team is looking incredible so far. I think we need to replace one player, and that's Alenia, as we do have 40 million to spend. So for all of our 40 million, we are bringing in Gabri Vega, an 84 rated Spanish center mid. And Gabri Vega joins the side as nobody left the side this year, which is great. Let's see if we can somehow get UCL football. And we have reached the end of the season. 19 goals again. Vega has been our best player every season. But Benitez had his breakout season, now at an 84 overall, and the rest of the squad doing incredible. And we have somehow qualified for the Champions League. Wait. We still have one left game to go, and we're fighting for the league title. And we're facing Real Madrid. We can win the league title on Xabi Alonso's head. And boys, here we are in the final day. We have the chance to prove Xabi Alonso wrong for dissing this club's history and the way they like to sign players. We have evolved a lot as a club. Let's win La Liga title and aim for the UCL trophy next season. And here come Real Madrid. Is a through ball to Kylian Mbappe. Great save. But now it's Theo Linus with the follow-up. He chips the keeper. And our old player has made it 1-0 to Real Madrid. But now it's a corner. Alexis Vega to take it. Can he create a chance here? Falls it to Guzman with the header. And a loyal man has equalized the game. Victor Guzman. And now it's Gabri gives it to Benitez. Through ball into Alexis Vega in the second half. Can we go ahead and score a lead here? It falls into Betrame. And it's a brilliant finish. We're 2-1 up. Vega gets his second assist. And now 5 minutes after goal. Alexis Vega. We're still 1 goal up. If it stays like this, we're league champions. But we want a winner. It's Alexis Vega looking for an assist here. It falls into Fidel Ambris. He's also been loyal. And there's the winner. There's the league win. Vega gets a hat-trick of assists on Real Madrid's head. And we have done it. We have upset La Liga and won the La Liga title. And it's all because of one man. And that is Alexis Vega. Please do not leave us, man. And that means there's one objective left to go. And that is to win the Champions League. And boys, at the start of the new season, it was inevitable. Alexis Vega has joined Real Madrid for 150 million. At least he got us a league title. But not only that, Xabi Alonso has brought in Gilberto Mora, the player I wanted to bring in with UCL money. And yes, we may now have 200 million to spend, but it's gonna be hard to replace Vega. But before I can make any signings, Xabi Alonso has me in his office. And he says, now that I have 2 out of the 3 best players in the league in Vega and Mbappe, I will be winning that Champions League and you won't be any close. I'll see you if I see you. So boys, this is what our team is looking like without Alexis Vega. We have 200 million to spend to upgrade everybody. However, first thing of action, we're gonna give Fidel Ambris the captain's armband because he's been extremely good and loyal. And the first player I'm bringing in is Santiago Jimenez. I wanted to bring him from the start and we can finally afford him at an 86 overall. He's going to score a lot of goals for us. And up next for 43 million, an 85 rated center back in Mika Marmol is joining the side. And our second to last signing is former Madrid Academy graduate Miguel Gutierrez as a left back. And to replace Alexis Vega for 54 million, we are bringing in Alejandro Garnacho, the biggest superstar to ever join Toluca. And this is what the team is looking like. Let's go ahead and try and win the UCL. In the group stage of the Champions League, we finished in second place, only behind Madrid. And in the round of 16, we beat Frankfurt. And in in the quarterfinals, we beat Juventus. And now in the semis, we face Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid. And it's time for the first leg. We always simulate the first leg and we play the second. And it's a nil draw. So that means it's time for the second leg. Can we beat them in the Bernabeu? But the second leg was a boring one as we now have a penalty shootout. And I'm worried because Madrid have the better penalty takers. As Mbappe is the first one to step up to take it. He hits the post. And now Santi, the first penalty for Toluca, and it goes in. 1-0. We're beating Real. Vinicius Jr. to take the next penalty. He goes ahead and goes to the right hand. He skies it. What is going on? Hugo Camberos to take the next penalty here. He goes to the bottom right and it's not saved. And now up next is Jude Bellingham for the next penalty for Real Madrid. To the right. He misses again. And now, if Gabri Vega scores this, we would have already won. Madrid with the worst penalty shootout in their history, surely. Tips it, and it goes in. Alexis Vega didn't even take a penalty. We're going to the final. And in the UCL final, we're facing PSG. And these are the final stats. It looks like Bertarame was the top goal scorer. And it seems like Santi picked up an injury. But everybody else had a pretty brilliant season. And as much as I love Santi, I think Bertarame deserves to play in the final, as this could be the final squad of the entire challenge. As it's now time for the Champions League final in the Benfica Stadium. Let's win it all. And the UCL final has kicked off. Cagbero gives it into Bertrame, who finds Benitez, the Youth Academy player. Can he go in and make it 1-0? He squares it to Garnacho, and 1-0 already. 5 minutes in. PSG, we're sleeping. And here comes PSG. It was a boring first half as it goes. Gonna be a penalty. In the second half, straight away, PSG have a pen. And stepping up to take it is Rodrigo. The ex-Madrid man goes down the middle, and it goes in. The game is all tied up. And now it's Benitez on the ball, looking to take the lead. It's a through ball. It's a new captain. Fidel Ambris gets rid of the defenders. Ambris, and it goes in. Straight after conceding. 5 minutes later, we take the lead again. And 4 minutes left to go. Here comes the captain once again. Can we end up this game and beat Paris in the final? Scored to Garnacho. It's all over. We're gonna be UCL winners. And Ambris lifts the Champions League as it's all over. We have made Toluca from the best Mexican team to the world's best team. And if you guys enjoyed this video, click on the screen and watch me take over America for the next 10 seasons.